Hi, my name is Michel from GS1 Switzerland, and it's a pleasure for me to be able to present to you today the use case of Emmy. Let's get started. I guess the brand Emmy isn't that familiar to the audience, but I do hope some of the brands popping up on the right hand of the screen are. All those companies are actually owned and managed by Emmy. Emmy is a Swiss company, but they're acting on a global scale. Let's have a look into their production. What you see on the screen right now is an app which is decoding the GS1 DataMatrix applied in production. Well, it's not just an app, of course, because just an app is not capable of understanding the content of a GS1 DataMatrix code. In this symbol right here, in this barcode, you will find the GTIN, which is of course the most important information for all checkout systems out there. But there is as well a batch number encoded, a best before. You could use as well a use by date if you prefer, or an expiration date. And there is a weight encoded, as this is a wearable measure trade item intended to be scanned at the retail checkout. We find as well price encoded in this symbol, which makes it more easier for people to process it. And there is a country of origin, which is needed in a lot of cases, at least in Europe, due to regulations. This video shows you how the labels are actually applied to the product. You will remark that the belt is running quite fast, and there is of course no change in this process when it comes to speed, as the labels were or are applied the same as they were before. There is no change but the data carrier used and the data in the barcode itself. If you choose a product which is like the one you see on the screen, you do have an issue, of course. Today, the best before and batch number intended to be read by the consumer is printed on top of the product with a printing technique not really capable of printing a proper GS1 DataMatrix code with. On the right-hand side, you see the EN-UPC symbol, in this case an EN13 barcode, which is used at the checkout today. You will remark it's pre-printed and of course applied prior production to the package material. So changing things here will be much more hard to do, as the company has to do significant changes in their production process to be able to respond to the need. The Swiss retailer Coop is already scanning GS1 DataMatrix today, all over Switzerland. They started with a closed ecosystem, as you see it, it's marked down there, by choosing a supplier owned by them. They were worried about the different kind of checkouts they have to serve. Most importantly, the self-scanning checkout, because they thought consumers are confused about the missing barcode, so they don't know what to do and they can't actually process the units. I have to tell you, the perception about what a barcode is quite different when it comes to consumers. So they just scanned the thing, they think this is the barcode, and it works quite well, according to the reports at least. They've chosen a supplier which is owned by them. And that's why there is a markdown there, closed ecosystem. It's much easier, of course, to do such an exercise with a company you own. But the use case I show to you today from Emmy isn't a use case by a company owned by Coop. So EMI is a global player and they are already gathering their experiences, and this works quite well as long as those kind of products we discussed today are addressed. Keep in mind that the most important part is that the GTIN is still encoded in this GS1 DataMatrix down there, as well as in any GS1 data carrier intended to be scanned at the retail point of sale in any foreseeable future. So even if you just intend to get the GTIN and you don't want to process additional data, make sure to get your experience right now. The only thing you need to make sure on the retail side is to be able to actually capture those kind of data carriers and get the information you need to support your processes. So thanks a lot for your attention today. Have a great day. Goodbye.